If you've wondered how long insomnia lasts, this video is for you. We're going to learn that the answer to this question is not a measure of time, which can be frustrating to learn because we want a sense of control. However, the encouraging flip side here is that there's no reason that your struggle couldn't end today. Stay tuned for more. Hi there, I'm Coach Daniel. I'm a sleep physician turned coach and educator and founder of the Sleep Coach School, in which we help high achievers, health conscious individuals like yourself leave the struggle with sleep forever. Speaking of which, this is an episode in our frequently asked sleep questions series. And one of the most commonly asked questions in our space is, how long does insomnia last? Is a common question. And naturally, this is going to be the most common question, or one of the most common questions we have, because as humans, when we go through some difficult time, a painful time, a troublesome time, the number one question in our mind is going to be, when is this going to end? When is this going to be over? How long is this troublesome time going to last? It's very natural and human that we have this question. Now, we're going to see how we can answer it in the most meaningful way, but we'll start by a comment on the alternative to that, the not so helpful way that this question is answered. And I want to say that anyone who tells you that insomnia lasts this amount of time doesn't really have a true understanding. They don't really understand what insomnia is about. And this includes somebody who says, oh, this pill will knock you out, no problem. Just take this and you'll be knocked out. Or somebody who says, oh, if you follow this program, insomnia will be over in this amount of time. Anyone who gives you that type of timeline doesn't really understand what insomnia is about. And those timelines are so tricky because they set up expectations. We think, oh no, this person was telling me it was going to last this long, but I'm getting close to that. And then we're getting like anxious and nervous, and then we don't sleep well. And then we go over that timeline and we think, oh my gosh, I went over that timeline. It's very, very tricky. And this includes the 3-month chronic insomnia label, which is completely arbitrary. If we, look at things from the kind of traditional lens, then we have acute insomnia, which is less than three months, and chronic insomnia, which is more than 3 months. And this is very tricky because we can think like, oh no, if I still have trouble sleeping in X amount of time and I go over the 3-month threshold, then that's bad. Then I have chronic insomnia. But in reality, it's completely meaningless. Insomnia is driven by our thought processes, our behaviors, our interpretation of the situation. And we can have like a really difficult time with insomnia even before the 3-month threshold, right? So that doesn't mean anything. So we've seen that like time, is not a valid or accurate way to answer the question of how long does insomnia last. So how do we answer it? Well, I'd like to say this first, that peaceful sleep or sleeping well is a passive process. It is just something that happens by itself when we're not trying to achieve it. It's passive, automatic, involuntary. Insomnia, on the other hand, is an active process. Insomnia happens when we started to think of not sleeping as a threat and we're trying to escape it. We're researching, Googling, asking ChatGPT, we're experimenting, we're trying sleep hygiene, we're trying products, we're trying to control our mind, we're trying to achieve sleep. And this leads to insomnia because, again, peaceful sleep is a passive process. And this leads us to see the answer to the question of how long does insomnia last. As soon as our engagement ends, so does insomnia. And by engagement, I again mean the monitoring, researching, studying, experimenting, etc. Another way to phrase this is that insomnia only lasts as long as our attempts to stop it last. And Another way of kind of expanding on this or continuing to answer is to say that those attempts to like stop it, to control sleep, etc., they will fade as well. When this happens, our attempts to stop it only last as long as we think we are in danger. Going back to the definition of insomnia as a struggle rooted in us thinking that not sleeping is a danger or a threat, right? So really, when we fully understand that thinking of not sleeping as a threat and danger is just a misunderstanding. It's just our survival-minded brain, which is supposed to find dangers for us so we stay safe. It just makes mistakes sometimes, and it starts to think that not sleeping is a threat that keeps us awake. And now the fact that we're awake makes us feel even more threatened, and that's the insomnia loop. So as soon as we understand that there is no real danger, we're safe, we understand it intellectually and on a deeper level, then our attempts to have control, our attempts to stop the insomnia process is going to fade away. And then we are in this effortless place where sleep just happens by itself and we feel peace of mind. Now, here's the thing I want to really point to is that learning this, I hope, brings you some clarity, some relief and understanding. But the absence of this like time frame can be unnerving, and it can make us think, so there's no way to know how long this is going to go on. Maybe it'll go on forever. You know, it can be like unsettling to not have that sense of like a time frame. But on the flip side, that can also lead us to seeing the following, that things can really change today. There's no reason that you can't really see a big shift for you happening today, this moment, this week. Like there's nothing stopping you from exiting the struggle. Now, that process of leaving insomnia tends to be something that is not fast. That's very true. It tends to be like a journey with its ups and downs. But many people do describe that they have certain insights, certain eye-opening moments where things got a bit easier, and they had this understanding that I think I see, the light of the tunnel. I think I see where things are going from now. And then again, there's no reason that shift for you can't happen today. I hope this made a lot of sense. Let me know as always in the comment section, and we'll go from there. See you in the next one. Bye for now. Hi, it's me, Daniel. I hope you found the video you just watched really valuable. Now, I know how frustrating insomnia can be, especially if you are a high achiever, highly organized, a doer, a type A person who has figured out everything in life apart from sleep. Now, here's the thing. Although the wonderful traits you have can lead you to struggle with sleep, there are also the traits that can set you free. All you need to see how may be some personalized instruction, and you can get that in our Insomnia Immunity program. If you think it is time to set yourself free, to find peaceful sleep, to feel connected with the world again, and have color return to your life, then head over to thesleepcoachschool.com and join the Insomnia Immunity program. And we can't wait to see you on the other side.